Hello, hello, my beautiful souls here. I am so grateful that you guys are standing here with me and watching the evolution that is taking place in this sacred container and in the depths of all of our souls. So welcome to our first masterclass as a rebranded lit series here before you today. My name's Amanda Trombley, your crazy coach lady, and I am so thrilled, so honored to be present here with you today. So we have quite a bit of beauty written here for you guys today. I am so excited to get started and to move right through this with you guys. So this masterclass is all, basically, to sum it up, is all about how to get what you really want. Spiritually, emotionally, physically, and financially in the now. And we're keeping it so sweet and simple like that for you guys because ultimately we all come to these different containers to get something that we desire. We all follow the business coach to get her type of results. We all follow the meditation coach to get that type of awakening. We follow the fitness coach to receive that type of physical transformation. And so we're keeping it simple here by saying that this is your container, this is your class, your master class to get exactly what you really want, exactly what you are absolutely craving in the depths of your soul, spiritually, emotionally, physically, and financially. But we don't want to talk about the ways to get it in the future. What are the systems and strategies to move towards getting these tomorrow or getting these 2 weeks from now or being in the element where we become available for receiving? We want to chat about exactly what to do right this second to receive that right this second, to get what we want right now. Not 2 weeks from now, not at the end of this course, not by the time you're done working, but what do we need in here and in now, right now? And this is just a sneak peek to what is going to be happening, the type of work that is going to be unraveled when you sign up for Unleash, a 1-year one-on-one program with me. So let us jump right into getting what we want in the here and now. So number one, let's just make it very super duper clear that we are in a complete world of all these beautiful, catchy buzzwords, right? As this description of this group says, we're all thrusted, if you're in any sort of business, personal development, if you're in the coaching industry, in any one way, shape, or form, whether as a follower or a coach yourself, the same exact buzzwords are thrown around again and again and again. We hear manifestation so much. If you're someone like me, it's almost sickening because you know so many of your people are doing it wrong and you know yourself you've been doing it wrong. And so these buzzwords actually trigger resentment. And so we really want to pull apart some of these buzzwords. First, we want to open up to the idea that yes, in the space that we are currently in, buzzwords are all to do. It's all the language that is calling to you, that is sparking curiosity, and it's hand selected to do that. It is, a lot of these are divine soul words. They're words that are truly inspired from the coach or the healer or the leader's gut. But all of these words are divinely put in to call your attention out. And this is not a state of manipulation. This is a state of beckoning you to call deeper. And so, in the beginning of this masterclass, of this switch to this type of branding, I wrote a list of those words out: morphic illumination, cultivation, manifestation, spiritual evolution, orgasmic manifestation, high masculine, divine feminine. All of these words that we are seeing played out over and over and over again in our containers. And we're all so curious. We all have that beckoning, because they hit you, they punch you right in the gut, and they make you feel so good, and they make you want more of that. But so often, as we're reaching in 50 different areas, we're not actually figuring out what any of this is, or how to use these words that are directly speaking to us in a way that really serve us. And so we're going to talk about this energy that's in these words themselves. All of the words, all of the callings, all of the desires, all of the wants, all of the lust, all of the things that we are experiencing day to day is simply a direction of energy. That is what we're facing. We're simply inviting energy in. We're simply putting energy out. And everything that we experience in this thing that we so call life is just the transmission of energy. It is just energy being given to us, energy being received, energy being put out in front of us. And the language that we see is exactly this as well. It's not somebody that knows so much more than you, or somebody that has it so super duper figured out. It is simply the energy that they are pushing your way and inviting you to receive. And so in every exchange of conversation, we exhibit a transmission of energy. But we don't only exhibit this transmission of energy in our circles around us, and we don't only exhibit this transmission of energy through an intentional creation or cultivation. We are continuously, subconsciously, without recognition, without effort, transmitting energy. When we go to post something on Facebook and we move away from that for a second, that is a process of energy that has cycled within us. That is the energy of desire to the energy of fear, to the energy of rejection, to the energy of being closed off. That is energy. Even though it was simply an experience that you had with yourself, you still transmitted energy right there. In the conversation with your kids, as you're directing them what to do and explaining the day to them, that is you transmuting energy out into their fields. And so in every single piece of our lives, we are in a constant state of creating a field of energy, both that comes into us and that goes out of us. The TV that we watch or the social media posts that we follow, these are all energies coming at us. Whether they make us compare ourselves to another person or fill us with inspiration and motivation, whether they keep our mind active and intrigued or curious, this is all energy that we are receiving from outside sources. In every moment of every day, you are transmuting some type of energy. Whether it be positive or negative, you are a co-creator of your own energetic or morphic field that in your creation can choose to illuminate itself positively or negatively. Now, The struggle here, the problem here, is that so much of our energy that is being transmitted to and from is on the negative side because we are not consciously aware of our unintentional or intentional creation of this energy. And so there's so many different hacks and tips and tricks. And here with Ignite, we've done them. We've done the work. We've changed our thoughts. We've began to become more aware so we can live more intentionally. We've began to recode our philosophies so that we can really begin to central in and focus in on that creative element of conscious creativity or conscious energy building. We've done all of this work. Yet, for some reason, we're still stuck in a struggle. And the reason, like I said in the post leading up to this, the reason that I am saying that you are still, that you are directly using this energy against you is because of the evidence in your life. If you are off-put or disconnected or unhappy in any area of your life, this is because your transmission of energy is off, is distance. Your struggle is the only evidence that you need to state that your energy, your transmutation, your creation, your ability to receive, your yada, yada, yada is off. And there's a few different things that we need to be able to step into, to rise up, to do in order to light our life back on fire. The most beautiful thing about all of this is that we don't have to hesitate. We don't have to do all of this painful work in order to be able to receive our heart's greatest desires, our soul's greatest wants in the now, right now. So, we want to step away from the struggle. If we want to step away from the struggle, we need to get super duper honest with ourselves about what this actually is and how we perceive it. Now, here's a massive problem that we are facing. And we're going to dig into this more in a separate masterclass, but I'm going to give you a preview to it right now. Your body experiences. Your body experiences sensations. Your mind turns these sensations, and your memories turn these sensations into a pleasurable or a negative experience. But your body itself only views it as an experience. Because of what we have done, because of how we perceive, we have begun to take on this energy that such and such is negative and such is positive. Therefore, our body then interprets this sensation as a negative sensation, which brings that negative energy into our morphic field, which pushes us out into a place of reckoning that we do not wish to be on. So this is the huge switch of it all. Taking ourselves from living in a state where perception is completely subjective to high, low, to good, bad, and moving into our baseline reality that experience is experience. Experience isn't neither a sensation of positive or negative, but experience is a sensation. When we can move back to this baseline of receiving and transmuting everything in our life as is, we begin to move towards a state of the type of energy that doesn't exist on our playing field because our playing field no longer exists. We have been so conditioned, we have been so stuck into living in this idea that when something bad happens, we experience it as bad. When something happens, a loss of a job, a stub of a toe, this is a negative experience. But your body itself, the container that holds everything for you, doesn't actually experience it that way. Your body experiences the exact same reactions when it's in fear as it does when it's in pleasure or excitement. The breathing heavy, the flushed cheeks, the tense in your chest and lower region, these are all the same regardless of whether it's fear or excitement, because your body itself is not telling the difference. It is your perception of your reality that is standing in your way here and blocking you from experiencing the true bliss in the moment. So we want to begin to open our mind's eye to seeing perception, or to releasing our own perception itself, and beginning to experience our life as our body has from the start. No good, no bad, just there. Present and aware of the sensations and the creations happening within us and around us. The reason that we are suffering so much from this idea of perception, this shit perception, this perception complex or paradigm that has pushed us down into rejection and lack, is because of our memorized soul coding, which we can easily state as our subconscious. We can easily explain away by analyzing this and analyzing that, and yeah, that one time when I was 4, which made me feel, and blah, 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 blah. And I love that stuff. I'm not talking down to that stuff. It's a beautiful experience. I am the most psychoanalytical person out there. Love, love, love. But we don't want to get too much into that psychoanalysis. Why? Because then we bring our own perception back into the mix. And we want to be rid of our perception so that we can experience the bliss in the now, so that we can begin to transmute and receive energy that absolutely lights us on fire. So our memorized soul coding here is this. It's the fact that you have memories, and these memories are what have shaped your perception and your ability to push energy out and to put energy in. These memories are changing our own fields. These memories have coded our soul making to such a degree that our fields themselves can only operate in this memory itself. Now, so much of coaching work focuses on creating new beliefs and writing that vision board and getting super duper clear about what you want, your ideal client, your ideal dream house, the perfect man. Get really, really, really clear about what you want so you can make it happen. And this is an important part of any belief setting or manifestation work. But a huge problem here is that we're only looking to the future, and so we're trying to create a change in our morphic field right now by changing the future, which we have not yet stepped into. So we are trying to create a new future by looking into the future without focusing on the present. And so for a brief moment, we have to begin to recognize this wacky idea here, that in order to create the future of our dreams, we must be creating the present state of our dreams that cannot operate in a morphic field that is held from the past of our nightmares. We have to begin to become presently aware that our memorized soul coding has created this energy field that is no longer serving us. And until we can begin to hypnotize ourselves into believing in a different energy field in the now, we cannot get the future. And so we need to start playing with ourselves. And this whole all of this cultivating illumination is all about that. It's all about bringing the pleasure, the passion, the lust, the ooey gooey, the raw, the juicy, the great back into your life right now. The fun. The shit we are dealing with isn't all fun and games. And we have lived attached to it for so long. We shouldn't have to hurt to get better. We shouldn't have to hurt to thrive. We shouldn't have to struggle to survive just to get to a desire of thrive. We shouldn't have to do this. We should be able to live in a playful state of ecstasy and now, regardless of what's happening, and enjoy the shit out of every moment right here, right now, as we create the desired future that we want. So, we start playing right here, right now. We start playing about the memories that we wish to have. You know that your memories, that your memorized soul coding has inflicted you, has created an energy field around you that has blocked you from creating the future or the present that you desire. So what is the memory field that you want to be basing your life off of? Play with me here for a second and imagine if you were never once in your life hurt or immobilized or paralyzed or never experienced suffering. Play with me for a minute here. If you didn't spend the first 7 years of your life in a brainwave of total hypnosis and conditioning. Play with me here for a moment and imagine if every person that you touched in your entire life so far received love, gave you love, allowed you to love them. Imagine with me here for a second that every single experience that you have had so far in your life was of pure bliss, was of absolute ecstasy. If that were true, imagine it with me, if that were true, what would your morphic field, what would the energy field that is held around you look like today? How fucking incredible, right? If we never experienced, if we never suffered from, if we never faced rejection and depression, if we never faced struggle, the energy field that was surrounding us right now would be lit on fucking fire. We would feel amazing, and we would have absolutely no problem with receiving more good shit, because that is the only thing we've ever received in our life. So why would our perception be anything different than to continue to receive the bliss completely around us? So we can dig in, and we can heal, and we can drudge it up, and these are all important parts, and these are all things that you need, that you do, that you need to do, that you will do, that in a sense will come to fruition. But there is so much fun to be had here. There's so much play to be experienced in this memorized soul coding. So begin to play with yourself and begin to shift your morphic field in the now, because you're no longer being pushed by a shitty field. created by shitty memories. Because now the field that you are living in, because you are of the dream world, because you are diving into your imagination, because you are living present in a created reality by your design, you begin to change your field. You begin to play. You begin to step into everything that you so fucking want right now. And the crazy, beautiful, absolutely incredible part about all of this is that the surrender at this point becomes so natural, because we're not telling ourselves 1,000 times a day to pivot out of a negative cycle. We're not reminding ourselves 1,000 times a day of our cognitive distortions and this or that and how to move and how to pivot back and how to switch and how to change and blah blah. We're not having to do that, because we are so present and experiencing the incredible energetic field that we have consciously created for our now, that our surrender is like, what the fuck? Who cares? I'm living, I'm playing, I am divulging in a decadent life. I am soaking in so much fucking joy that this is where I want to be. I am no longer afraid. I am no longer forcing myself to try and pull at surrender, which is this funny paradigm that we all get stuck in. We all have this idea that in order to get what we really want, we need to surrender to the things that we have now so that we can create the conscious manifestation of blah, 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 right? Except for when we're consciously like trying to surrender, it doesn't work. When we're consciously pushing ourselves into this state, we're not acutely surrendering. We're not truly surrendering. You know, it's like, I don't believe that there's anything negative about a single prayer, but it's when we're stuck in that praying phase, to where like we're really conflicted spiritually because we're praying because we know spiritual connection is a way to, you know, fill our soul and make us feel better. And whether you're trying to manifest a house or you're just trying to move through your depression or be a better mom or make sure that your kids are safely, you're trying to regain that spiritual connection and pull and pray with that. But in the back of your head, you're like, I'm getting close to you so I can get what I want, which I know is incorrect. So now I'm shamed because my relationship with you isn't honest and blah, blah, blah. This doesn't work. This doesn't work, because the more we're trying to surrender, the more we're actually screaming at the top of our lungs, I need what I need now. I need to be happy now. I need to be peaceful now. I need these things in my life right now. I want, and I want. And the more that we try to surrender, the more that we take all of these action steps, all of these mental commodities to surrender, the more we push ourselves away from surrender, and the more that we move into a state of control and analytical being so that we can get what we want. And when we take a step back from this and we begin to play, we begin to step into the true action of surrender, which is embodying the faith, which is embodying the peace, which is embodying in the now the surrender that comes along with a full mind, body, and soul unity and submission. So, what happens here with all of this? This becomes our pleasure-driven manifestation. This becomes the back-asswards evidence, to where all of a sudden our evidence of our struggle has completely dismissed, and we've stepped into the evidence of our pure creation, the synchronicities of our life, the evolution, the so natural, easy evolution of our lives, the pleasure-driven manifestation. Because we are not manifesting the life of our dreams by doing the things that suck to get the things that we like. We are manifesting the life of our present currently by continuing to soak in all of the energy and love that is naturally in our morphic field, that is naturally being transmuted to and from us on a rapid rate. We all of a sudden come to a state where pleasure drives the bus. And when pleasure drives the bus, we become unleashed. We become limitless. When we become living in a state of play. And when we tap into this state of play, what do? We step into that childhood spirit. The one that came out beautiful and pure and innocent. The one that delighted in the devilish tomfoolery without question. And when we begin to embody her, again, we're unleashed. We truly step into the limitless power beneath our fingertips, and we don't have to do 10,000 things to get there. We get to get there today through the aspect of play, through the aspect of imagination, through the aspect of falling helplessly in love with everything around us. There is so much freaking more to this goodness. I'm so excited about what's coming. I'm so excited about hosting this here for all of you guys, to invite you in to grow and change and light the fuck up. I can't wait. I have no schedule for this group. I have no clue what's going to come, but I just know that with you guys here, it is just going to be absolutely fabulous. We're just going to rock the boat, and I mean really dance and sing in the moonlight and touch our wonderfully, powerfully selves. So, I can't wait for more. Oh my goodness. I hope you guys caught this. Please comment replay down below if you haven't. Let's tap in. Let's get this shit going. Let's move forward. And a little shout out to Unleash, which is me bringing back my 1 year one-on-one coaching. I'm cutting aside, I'm getting rid of the 3-month contracts, the 6-month contracts, the yada yada contracts, because ultimately, I don't want that. That's just the bottom line. I don't want that. I have had so many clients that have come to me and it's been 2 or 3 months, and then we're constantly connected forever. And when they're doing the work and when they're feeling amazing, it is this constant energy transmission that carries on for years and years and years. And so I don't want to watch you change your life in a day. I want to walk with you through the evolution of your entire being. And we're going to do that in the process of a year. So Unleash is out there. It's live. It's ready for you, although my website is fugly right now because I got to play with that. So, but that is what's happening. That is one beautiful container to work with me in, and we are only going to take 3 people on a leash, just 3 people on a leash, because I want to make sure that you are given my total dedication as we transcend our way of living. So that's all, guys. Stay tuned. We have so much more goodness coming. Ta-ta.